Good morning. So we have two products here that I want to kind of just do a quick video on, talk about a little bit. First being Odin's workshop grip, and people have been asking me about the results for the Keres adjustable trigger. So I got that all set up in here with Odin's grip. So I just want to kind of talk about that for a little bit. Everybody's seen Odin's workshop, the work that he's done. He posts his pictures online. Dead Man's Hand being his most recent one that I saw. The guy does phenomenal work. I mean, this stuff is just ridiculous, the level that he has taken these grip modules to. So he's got the laser thing all figured out. There's a couple other companies that I was talking to where they're kind of still in the prototype phase. I guess 6 hours, 320 and 365 grips are a little bit challenging for whatever reason to laser stipple. I don't know if it's the thickness or the compound or what, but Odin's figured it out. So I talked to him a couple weeks ago. I think it was a Friday night. And then when I woke up Saturday and I was doing the SIG Armor video, there was a video posted on his page of this grip here getting made. So next day he was on the laser, getting that all etched out. And then the very next day was in the mail headed here. So I'm not sure if that's how quick he is with everybody's. I'm not sure how big the operation is over there. I know some of the more detailed stuff he does must take a heck of a lot longer time. So I was pretty pleased with that. That's why I posted on the video my response where I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to even be that quick. I was thinking a couple weeks. So he sent it here, opened it up, checked it out. The first thing I noticed right away was the Cerakote is like a glossy finish. Up until now, I've only ever had my Cerakoted ones in the flat finish. So I don't know a whole lot about Cerakote. I mean, I've watched videos on the process and stuff. And it's just certainly something you got to kind of leave to the experts, because the type of equipment that you use is kind of how the results are going to turn out. There are home ways you can do it, but I'm pretty sure they're nowhere near as durable and as fine of a finish as if you have like Sergio or Odin's do it. So the grip, the glossy, it was like kind of a more thicker Cerakote. So I don't know if the gloss has that effect versus flat. So there was a couple things that I had to do. I removed my magazine release because he Cerakotes his as well, so it was painted to match right here. And then just because it was a little thicker inside the magazine, it was a little bit of a tight fit. So I like the black look, and I actually cleaned his up and it worked fine. I like the black look, how it kind of accents it a little bit, so I just left another one inside there. And then the FCU was a little bit of a snug fit because he gets inside and out with the Cerakote. Those are already a tight fit. Everybody knows that, so anything more in there is obviously going to make it an even tighter fit. So just played with that a little bit. The takedown lever, that hole there, I mean, there's paint everywhere. You got to realize they're just spraying this whole thing and cook bacon in an oven. So anything that's an extremely tight fit is going to be way tighter. So just know that when you get something like this, and this goes for the other guys as well, it's not just his product, that you might have to maybe clean some surfaces or, you know, kind of clean off some of the Cerakote just to get things to work a little better. Or once they're in and you use it enough, it'll eventually kind of like break in type deal thing. So pretty excited. I mean, I talked to him about it. He's got so many different textures that he can do. I know on this one here, he posted 4 or 5 different textures that they can do on the 320. And then he's just basically, you know, what do you like? I just told him I was in the military, so he put the Army logo on there for me. It's pretty cool. So it's a really custom touch. Now, like, nobody has one like this. This is a one of a kind just because of the logo and stuff. So I like that. I like to be the one of a kind type guy. So as far as the texture and everything, it feels really good. The glossy part's slippery, but he's got laser etching all the way around it, even in the front. A lot of the other people that are doing these are just doing the sides. Nothing in the front, nothing in the back. So I like that as well. And it's middle of winter here, so your hands ain't gonna really sweat. I did run it under the water in the faucet and kind of felt around with it and stuff just to see if that's gonna be slippery or not. And it felt just as good, if not better, than the other ones that I have that are aftermarket as well. So really good texture. And that's kind of something I was worried about. When you see pictures and then when you hold things are two different things. I've seen pictures of other guys where like I said, they're trying to figure out this laser etching. And yeah, it looks pretty, but is it functional? We got to always remember that this could be a defensive weapon. So it really needs to be functional if it's gonna, put your life on it, whether it's gonna save your life or not. So people are always talking about blood on your hands, sweat, all that stuff. So that's the main reason for stippling, obviously. So you don't want to take away from that. So really, really happy with it. Just basically look at his website, check out his prices, shoot him a message. He can pretty much make anything you want. This guy is. I'm gonna have him do me another custom one for my SIG armor trigger job that I did. Kind of want their logo and stuff all over it, something that matches their theme, the color theme and stuff, just to kind of make it pop, stand out, So there it is. That's the Odin's Workshop grip module. So I'm gonna do the next part in this. We'll talk about the Keres trigger and the numbers I got from my dial indicator and stuff and the trigger gauge. So let me get that set up and we'll talk about that. Okay, so we got the Keres Pro adjustable trigger from these guys, obviously. Keres Dynamics, I believe it's called. And I posted a video a month and a half ago on the first version that I had in one of my pistols. And out of all the videos I've ever posted, I think that one had the most amount of views. It was over 4,000 a while back. So I got an email one day saying, hey, there's been an upgrade. If you want the free upgrade, send yours in. I believe they sent up a label and everything. And then before mine was even back to them, this was already in the mail heading out to me. So it's basically just like the Apex trigger. Similar to the design of this, except there's 2 screws in it. And it's got a little ridge down the front. So some of the stuff's going to be a little hard to show. So here's the ridge down the front, which a lot of people are really concerned about as far as how it feels. To me, it doesn't feel any different. You can't even really feel it. You do notice it there, but it's not like an uncomfortable feel or anything like that. If anything, it makes the trigger feel thinner because that little part's protruding. And then it's got some nice little detailing here up on the side. It's got like 3 little cuts in it. And then it's just got it's a little squarer shape than the Apex. And it's in a flat finish rather than a gloss. So we have 2 adjustable triggers underneath, or excuse me, 2 adjustment screws. One here and one here. So one's going to shorten up your over travel. And the other one's going to shorten up your pre-travel. So I took some readings. Basically, I backed all the screws all the way out, took readings, and then I adjusted it right up tight to where it still functioned properly, and took readings as well. So obviously you're not going to run it at either one of those settings. So that's the min and the max really. And then probably happy medium right in the middle is ideal where people would pretty much run it. So with the SIG armor, in the video I did there where he built up that little part on the trigger, this is basically mimicking that. And then in the Gray Guns and Apex kits, they got the over travel stop tube that slides over the pin. Again, this is doing the exact same thing, except you got 2. You got pre-travel and over travel rather than just over travel. So that's kind of cool. It's got a very short, very, very short trigger. This is all wound up right now, right? So this is it's adjusted right up. And then we got, this is my take up. There is none. I told you it's adjusted right to the max. I mean, you could back that off a little bit, which is ideal, what you'd want. I just wanted to see a min and a max. And then, I mean, after my break, there is no over travel, okay? So my readings, I'll post them after, right on the video here. 370 was total travel with no adjustment versus 173 maxed right out. And if you guys remember in the SIG armor video, 175 was the total trigger travel of his. So that part of it, right in the ballpark. But that's really it. The SIG armor, because he does all the modification work on the inside, there's a lot of other things that are changed. So take up on this with no adjustment was 205 versus 050 when it's maxed out. Creep was 105 for both. Didn't matter if it was adjusted or not, obviously, because the adjustments are just for pre-travel and over-travel. Over-travel 0.055 with no adjustment versus 0.010 wound right up. And then reset was 0.150 versus 0.110. And then trigger pull was basically the same. So like I said, it's something you probably wouldn't put in a everyday carry or a concealed carry pistol, more like a range gun or competition gun. You don't want to gamble with your life on something like this, because I don't know. I'm not a trigger expert as far as the drop safety and all that stuff. So if there's going to be questions about that, you can Google their website and contact them directly, or look through their frequently asked questions section. Maybe there's some stuff in there, but I'm kind of sick and tired of talking about the drop safety stuff, because it's not really what I'm trying to do here. And mostly it's just people trying to bash the product, and that's why they're kind of bringing up this stuff. So I'm not getting into all that. I'm kind of tired of talking about all that. So that's what it is. Really nice trigger. Loving it. It's really, really cold up here right now. We're getting a huge storm, 2 feet of snow, so there will be no shooting this weekend. But the screws on this I wanted to mention too. On the original trigger, you could basically put your Allen wrench in there and then just pinch it like this and then twist it, and them screws would come in and out. They're really nice threads, very precise, very precision. But they wanted you to put Loctite on them once you got your adjustment to where it needed to be, which is fine. These ones here, the screws are way bigger, and they went in pretty easy the first couple turns, and then it was kind of like a self-tapping screw. They're not self-tappers, but that's what it felt like, to where I had to actually twist every single twist. So I'm not even sure if they still want you to use Loctite. I'm gonna have to search that or contact them. I don't think you even need to right now, just because of how hard they were to turn towards where I wanted it to be for the adjustment. And I'm sure they designed it that way. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's not, dirty threads or anything like that. That was their only issue, was the threads getting ruined on this and then them backing out. So it looks like they resolved both of those issues. So there you have it. The Keres Pro adjustable trigger. They have 2 versions. I don't know too much about the other one because I didn't get the other one. I believe there's a non-adjustable version. So if you like the look and the feel and all that, then that's certainly something to check out. Now the weight, this did decrease the weight. My original pull weight on this FCU was 5 pounds, 9.4 ounces. This is the same one that I use in all my other review videos. And then it shortened it up to 4 pounds, 2.5 to 4 pounds, 3.0. So it did reduce the trigger pull weight as well. So looks cool, looks different. Not too many people have them. The Keres Dynamics Pro adjustable trigger. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to private message me. If it's anything to do with drop safety, you know who to talk to, not me. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.